You care enough about your community to do something. 910 AM Superstation. We're the hottest station in town. Good morning, Metro Detroit. It's Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. How are you this morning? Time now is 6 o'clock in the morning. If you've got to be there by 7 o'clock, you've got 1 hour to get there. Listen to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. Yes, I'm at my normal time. Wednesday morning, 6 to 7 a.m. Yesterday, had fun hanging out in the studio with Keisha as we set in for Attorney Anthony Adams' show, the time slot from 9 to 11. Y'all know that it's a slightly different sort of vibe, not just being in the studio, but being a lot later in the morning. But what I really, really enjoy is what we've got here. I like being up early, being the first voices that you hear the first voice you hear as you get ready to get in the car and head your way to work. This is my time slot. This is where I belong at 6 to 7 in the morning. This is where I'm my most comfortable, and I'm happy to be here. 313-778-7600. What I want to talk about today is a bunch of people being scared. And unfortunately, a bunch of people being scared with guns, and how you think we need to wind up reacting to that. You've seen in the last week several different stories of folks with guns who just, oh my God, I'm scared, so I'm going to shoot somebody. The thought of maybe I need to really, really assess the situation and find out what's going on apparently leaves your mind when you've got a gun in your hand. Apparently, having a gun in your hand makes you think that the only real option in life is just to shoot somebody, no matter who they are, no matter what color they are, no matter who you are. Just, I got a gun and I'm scared. I see another human being, bam, let's shoot him. So many of you have seen the story of the young man, turns out to be a teenager. I'm not real sure how tall he is. Apparently, the young man, the older gentleman, the gentleman who was an 80-year-old Caucasian man whose porch the teenager wound up on while he was ringing the doorbell and knocking on the door looking for his twin siblings that he was there to pick up. Apparently, he had the misfortune of being black. And apparently, so I don't know if he's really 6 feet tall or not. Well, I guess we'll find that part out later when he gets out of the hospital. But he winds up on the porch, rings the doorbell, and knocks on the door of an 80-year-old man. Now, the fact that he's 80 and he's white means something. Y'all need to think this through. So this is 2023. So he would have turned 60 in 2003. And then think about the prior 40, 50 years before that. How long has this man been around? What was going on in history when he was young? What was going on in our country at the point in time when the young man who's 80 years old now was a teenager, when he was 20, when he was 25, and he was white and in the South? If that doesn't tell you a lot about his way of thinking, y'all ain't really paying attention. And that's why you need to remember what happened and when things happened. Because it really, really wasn't that long ago. If somebody's 80 years old and they're white, they lived through the civil rights era. They lived through the era when the government said, I'm going to tell you that you're going to stop being racist and beating people up at lunch counters and denying people the opportunity to actually walk down the street, or we're done with denying people the right to vote. And we're going to make you go to school with people who are a different color, who you born and raised and learned how to hate. Those are the folks who are white down south and 80 years old now. So think about you're black, you're young, you wind up on that porch, just ringing the doorbell, going to go pick up your siblings like your mama told you to do, doing what you're supposed to do. The man gets scared because he's the only thing that he's ever been told all his life. He has not made room from the time that he learned to hate black people when there were signs up that says colored only. He has not learned that black folks are human. that you can talk to black people the way you can talk to other whites, or the ways you can talk to Hispanic people. He's apparently, between the time that he learned hate and it was ingrained in him, the time that he learned prejudice and it's the only thing that he knew, and the time that he turned 80 years old, he hasn't learned anything. He hasn't advanced anyway. So he's scared whenever he sees somebody black. And this time he had a gun. Saw a black teenager on his porch, didn't bother finding out that the man was looking for the next block over, literally the next block over. Few hundred feet down the road was the house that he should have picked up his twins at. And so instead of saying, get off my porch or calling the police or any of that other stuff, he said, listen, I'm in my 80s. He appears to be 6 feet tall. He's black. I'm scared. I might as well shoot him. It was the only thing that crossed his mind. That was it. The only thing that crossed his mind. The fact that, social media was ramped up by some activists and giving out phone numbers, and people put a lot of pressure on the prosecutor to finally decide to charge this man, because they arrested him the night that he shot the child, and not only shot through his door, but then opened the door and shot him a second time because, hey, you might as well finish him off. He's black and I got a gun. They arrested him. They let him go because, hey, he said, I was scared. Let's think about another story, because y'all, we regularly hear these things and we wind up complaining and saying it wouldn't have happened if they were white. It wouldn't have happened if they was white. Well, there's a white family, some parents who were burying their daughter soon because their daughter happened to be riding in the car with three of her friends. And they turned into a driveway to turn around. What did they know about the fact that the person who was on the other side of their doorway is another one of these folks who was raised to just be scared? And when you're scared, you run out and get a gun. You buy some ammo for that gun. He saw a car. He didn't recognize them. He didn't bother to think and find out why on earth they were in his driveway. Didn't ask any questions because, hey, in this society, shoot first, ask questions later. So he decided, hey, I don't know them. They're in my driveway. Let's shoot them. That's what he did. He shot at the car, wound up striking and killing a young lady. Three friends in the car rushed the young lady to the hospital. Unfortunately, she's dead. Didn't take a social media campaign, any of that other stuff. They arrested him, and yesterday he was charged with murder because he shot from his porch at a car that was in his driveway, wound up hitting someone and killing them, and they charged him with murder. Didn't require a whole bunch of, what are we going to do? Let's think about this. Let's wait for the full story to get in. No, they arrested him and they charged him with murder. Not really talking about the speed of justice when you shoot and kill a little white girl. No, that's not what I'm going to talk about. Talk about the fact that there are too many people out there with guns who are scared. Yeah, y'all know it's coming next. This is the part that Curtis don't like. Some of those people have uniforms on, and they're walking around with guns, pretending that you're supposed to serve and protect, and they're scared. So 3 days ago, you see a story of a young man who decided that he heard a commotion outside his house. That's all he did. So all he did is he heard a commotion outside his house. He goes and opens the door. How was he supposed to know that the police have his house surrounded? Because they, just like the young man who got shot down in Tennessee the other day, they were at the wrong house. This is another, I'm telling you, these wrong house stories just keep going. The police were not at the house that they were planning to raid. They were at the wrong house. Black man opens the door. Wait, I'm going to give y'all this one because you can see, we saw the video footage. Big black man opens the door and comes out. What do the cops with the guns do? Oh my God, we don't know him. Look at him. Oh, he's big. He's black. We're out here raiding the house. We didn't bother to find out if this was the right house or not. Oh my God, no. So they unloaded on him and killed him. All the man did was walk outside his house. Listen, there's no doubt that his wife is going to wind up suing the police department, and then she'll wind up probably taking home a pretty sizable check. The check means absolutely nothing to you when you got a loved one, a part of your family who's no longer there, because the police were just scared. We was at the wrong address and he was black, so we just had to shoot. So how do you wind up reacting when you got all of these people running around with guns? We're just scared. who don't want to wind up finding out what happened, who don't want to find out what the right address is, who don't want to ask any questions, because in our society we were taught shoot first, ask questions later. So how do you respond? Well, Detroit City Councilwoman Mary Waters says, you know what we should do? Let's put up some signs. That's how we're going to respond. Let's make our city a little safer by putting some signs up around town. She wants to put up some signs downtown in Greektown. She wants to put up signs in Hart Plaza, put up signs in Spirit Plaza. There are four. The Riverwalk is the fourth one. Going to put up some signs. Putting up signs is the answer, the solution for making our city a little safer. The signs are going to say, these are no gun zones. These are gun-free zones. If you are a legal, law-abiding citizen and you happen to have a permit to carry a concealed weapon, you will also, because law-abiding citizens are the ones who follow the rules, the idea is that you're going to follow the rules and not have a gun in these areas, because we put signs up in those areas that says these are family-friendly areas. So listen, you can walk down Woodward in front of the Fox and have a gun. But if you walk down Randolph and Greektown, that's a gun-free, going to become a gun-free zone. And there are going to be signs up that say, uh-oh, y'all are safe in this part of town. You're not safe if you're over 2 blocks walking outside of Ford Field, but you're going to be safe over here. You're in Greektown because there's a sign up that says it's a gun-free zone. You're walking along the riverfront, as I've attempted to do several times in the last couple of weeks because I'm trying to get healthy. There are going to be signs up that says it's a gun-free zone. If you go to walk over and stand in front of the Spirit of Detroit statue, you want to take that picture, you're going to be safe because you're going to be in a gun-free zone at Spirit Plaza. If you happen to be lucky enough to squeeze your way into Hart Plaza, all of the construction that's going on, and watch the fireworks later this year, you should be safer. And there should not be a shooting at Hart Plaza because there's going to be a sign up. And this sign's going to say, you're in a gun-free zone. Tell me, is that the reaction for all of these people running around with guns who happen to be too scared to find out exactly what the heck is going on? Is that going to be the solution that we're going to have for dealing with our society being taught, no matter whether you're a police officer, whether you're a citizen at home, that everybody's already been taught. Shoot first, ask questions later. But this is what we want to do. We're going to put up some signs, little bitty 3x5 signs with a circle with an X over the gun so that you'll know you're safe. Oh my God, you're safe because this is a gun-free zone. Tell me what you think when we come back on the other side of the break. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. Aubrey, I see all of the people who are lined up who want to talk, but I don't really want to wind up just giving somebody 32 seconds and then we wind up going to break. So why don't we go and go to break now? This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number in the studio is 313-778-7600. I'm going to take our first break of the morning. It's a very quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is PG. Today's topic is about school buses and when drivers need to stop. I am here with Southfield Police Chief Elvin Barron and Farmington Hills Police Chief Jeff King with an important traffic safety tip just for you.
When the lights are flashing yellow on the school bus, and you're driving on a two-way roadway, that means to slow down, pass with caution, and be prepared to stop.
When the lights are flashing red and the stop sign is extended out, you are required to stop, keeping a safe distance from the bus. Do not attempt to pass. This includes drivers going in the opposite direction. You too must stop if there is no barrier wall or median.
While the stop sign is extended out, the school bus is loading and unloading students.
All traffic should remain stopped until the stop sign has been retracted, the doors are closed, and the bus proceeds to move forward.
Let's stop.
Together we can keep
our kids safe.
This traffic safety tip has been brought to you by PG and the Two Chiefs.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I've had no energy for months and months and months. I had no energy, and I'm a very active person. And my husband was noticing that I was tired all the time, and I was slow at everything that I was doing. And I kept listening to the commercials, and you don't know if something's going to help you or not. But I decided this was something I was going to do. And lo and behold, in about 4 days after taking them, I was repotting plants. I was doing other things. My husband said to me, "You seem to have more energy." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." And I'm telling you, nothing has ever made such a difference. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code RADIO5.
Attention! Do you owe back taxes, fines, and penalties to the IRS? The IRS now offers new relief options for taxpayers affected by COVID-19, but you can't go it alone. Call Tax Solutions now. Our team of former IRS agents and tax professionals can get you the best deal. We know the COVID-19 rules. Call us and never speak to the IRS again.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
The virus has caused the IRS to take extensive action to help taxpayers. So if you owe $10,000 or more, this is the best time in years to settle your tax debt.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
Remember, the IRS will not give up until you pay. Call 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. Listen, I see all of the comments, and I saw the comments when they made them last night. I've seen these comments plenty of times before with everybody asked, how on earth are they supposed to enforce a gun-free zone? Y'all already know the answer to that. They don't. There's no gun-free zone cop who walks around, who looks on the ground and says, do they have a gun? Do they have a gun? Do they have a gun? No. When they catch you with a gun in a gun-free zone, then the punishment is supposed to wind up somehow increasing. That's all. But the one thing that those little bitty signs do, if you are an actual law-abiding citizen, I know it should. I don't know why it doesn't work at the airport, because folks keep taking guns inside the airport. Don't ask me why. But for most law-abiding citizens, for those of us who actually read signs and say, wait a minute, that's the one place you got to remember to take the thing back, put it in the car. Listen, it's going to tell a law-abiding citizen, you don't want to be caught with your gun, so you need to check and make sure you don't have it with you real quick before you walk into that building, because that building's got a sign on it that says this is a gun-free zone. No guns allowed in this building. So you got to turn around, go back to the car, try and figure out how to take your gun off and put it in the glove box without everybody seeing you, because you don't want the fools to break into your car and steal your gun while you're inside. That's what those signs do, is it tells the folks who are law-abiding citizens, please remember, take your gun back. Either don't come into this area or take your gun back, put it in the car. That's what happens. That's what the signs do. All of this, how else they're not going to enforce it. Come on, y'all. As one of the retired Detroit sergeant left on my Twitter, unless they're going to put a cop on every corner. Even if they put a cop on every corner, listen, when you got a crowd down there, as Greektown generally gets crowded, it has nothing to do with, just this year. It's always been that way, except during the time there was construction. When it gets crowded, you're watching the crowd. Nobody's down on their knees looking at everybody's waistband trying to see who's got the gun covered up or any of that other stuff. You're not walking up seeing whose hands in their pocket. No, nobody's going to enforce that. So y'all let that go. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Rodney. Good morning, Rodney. How are you?
Fine. How are you, Kerry?
Pretty good. What's on your mind?
Hey, the key to it is being able to read. If you can't read, what good is it? You can't be able to read what's on the side.
It's a picture. They put a picture of a gun with a circle with a line drawn through it, And it's not just whether you should be able to read or whether you're illiterate. You're supposed to figure out from that, oh, I should not have my gun in this part of town. I don't really know that that's going to solve a problem. Let me just tell y'all this. If you go to Chicago, all of the office buildings in downtown Chicago have those little signs on before you walk inside the building. They've got them on each side of the building. They went out of their way to make enough signs to stick them on. I haven't really seen that many of them in Detroit, but I know that they're on, especially on City Hall in Chicago. If you go in the courthouse downtown Chicago, you go in, they've got those signs all over the place. This is a gun-free zone. It's a picture of a gun with a circle around it with a red X through it. That's it. It does not say anything other than that. You're supposed to figure out what it means, which is don't bring your gun in here. So if you got your gun on you, got to turn around, go back to the car. If you're in a parking lot or whatever it is, go back, go into the car, take the gun out, put it in the glove compartment, or slide it under the seat. Hope that nobody see you so that they don't break into your car later. Leave and go back inside the building where you were going in the first place. That's all they do. I have no idea. It's sort of like, sticking a hand in your wallet but patting you on the head at the same time. It does nothing for you. It's just a distraction, period. Thanks for calling, Rodney. Let's go to Jerry. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning to you, Dr. Jackson. You are full of energy and good spirit. I hope you feel like this all the time.
I hope I feel like this all the time, too.
Thank you. Dr. Jackson, the proposal or the idea of, with my respect to her, Miss Mary
Waters, Councilwoman Mary Waters.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for her service. Dr. Jackson, I don't think a gun-free zone area in those particular area will be the solution. There's no different than we said, you walk to a restaurant, Dr. Jackson, and you see a picture say salt and pepper free zone. What's good about that restaurant? What do you think, Mr. Jackson?
You say, I'm going to go into this place and it's going to have the nastiest food because nobody in here has salt or pepper.
Exactly. And Dr. Jackson, what I'm trying to say, okay, there's no problem to carry a weapon if you have a CW, concealed weapon license, but on condition, Dr. Jackson, put those people who they allow to carry guns legally under psychology and mental test before they get their license to carry a weapon. What do you think, Mr. Jackson? Makes sense to you?
I think that Rick Ector in his new position as a member of the board at the NRA and all of the folks at the NRA are going to have a fit if you try to pass a proposal like that because, oh my God, you'd be amazed how many people. The truth is, how hard can it be to pass a test that says you're mentally fit? And who's going to administer the test and things like that? They would have a fit. They would not support it. They would swear that infringes upon their ability and that it violates the Second Amendment. I don't know that it violates the Second Amendment. It might go some.
If they don't accept it, that's their problem. If they don't accept it,
I agree. We need to do something. I just think that putting a sign up that says you can't have a gun in 6 blocks downtown is really that's not doing something. I think that there's something that needs to be done. I want to applaud some of the efforts by the governor and the members of the democratically controlled legislature with some of the measures that were passed and signed by the governor last week. But putting a sign up that says gun-free zone is basically getting news for one day, and that's it. Thanks.
Dr. Jackson, sorry to interrupt you again, sir. Dr. Jackson, a couple of days ago, I didn't want to attack the leadership of police department in Detroit. But what I was trying to say, Dr. Jackson, I want the chief, the authority, to be a little bit more firm. I'm not saying take a stick and beat up the citizens. No, just enforce law and order. And if anybody gets in trouble carrying a weapon illegal or something like that, put a severe penalty, a big amount of money against any person. Not just throw them
if they don't have money, then the penalty does no good if it's just a big amount of money. I mean, you know, the truth is that we build prisons and people commit crime. Prisons and penitentiaries are there for people who are violent and shouldn't be part of society. There are a lot of folks that commit offenses and they're slightly innocent. They're not as bad as the other people. That some people deserve to be let out on the street and put on probation and given a second chance. I just, you know, you can lose that. But the unfortunate thing is that judges are not fair. And so some people will wind up being sent to prison for stuff that other people get slapped on the wrist for. We've got to reform that criminal justice system too. But I got a bunch of callers. Everybody's lined up. They want to be heard. Thanks for calling. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Let's go to Michael. Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Hey, good morning, man. How you been? It's been a while since I called in, but you know what, man? I just think about the shooting down in Dayton and Akron, Ohio, with Jalen Walker or the Black Lives Matter guys, the guy in Austin, and they had protests and he wound up killing, and then the governor talking about fire. I listened to Mike Pence. They show a clip of him from America doesn't have a gun problem; he has a crime problem. Okay, Mike Pence, you solved it. Since you running for office and you want the highest office in the land, you solved the problem.
Well, every time he shows up, he gets booed by Republicans because he didn't follow what Donald Trump wants. Nobody's going to vote for him. I mean, the man doesn't have a spine, period. He doesn't have a spine. Somebody's got a spine. He cares about the people who support him. What he doesn't care about is the people who don't support him. He clearly could care less that the man that he wants to pardon happens to be a racist and he's looking to go out and harm somebody. Listen, understand this. Right now, the Republican Party is saying, over in the same way they did when they all supported Kyle, what's his name, off in Wisconsin, that for them, being able to go out and kill other people is something that they want to applaud. They're not looking to reduce violence. They're looking to increase violence. And as long as you're killing people that's on the other side, who happen to be Americans, but they might be, you know, minorities or women, they don't care. And there's still plenty of people that are supporting the Republican Party. They walk around every day saying, I love this party. But the party is a party of, we're going to kill anybody who's not a white male. So, and if you kill them, by the way, if you get convicted, don't worry about it. I'm the governor, I'll pardon you. We'll let you back out so you can go out and kill some more. That's the party that happens to be on the other side of the aisle right now. Every single thing that they're doing, just keep watching them. What?
I guess Derek Chauvin waiting for his chance.
He's waiting to get it. Listen, the woman that killed the teenager, the one that hollered, I thought I had my taser, gun. Yep, she got charged, went to prison. She's being released already after 1 year. The guy that shot the kid 16 times in Chicago, and they lied about it, and all of the other cops helped us lie. He's been back out on the street. They don't care. They want you to go out and shoot and kill as many people that are on the other side as possible. If they happen to be black or women, that's perfectly fine. We'll forgive you for it. You ain't really got to go away. So that's the party that you can either support that party or you can support the Democrats. Let me knock out. Let's see if I can get there at 6:30. I gotta go to break. Thank you, brother. 313-778-7600. Take the second break of the morning. It's a very quick break. We'll be right back.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
The Word Network has been broadcasting inspirational messages around the world since the year 2000, and we keep getting bigger and better and more innovative. Seen all around the world, we bring you the best teaching, impartation, singing, and inspiration. If you want original programming, we have that too. The Word Network is your exclusive source for all things inspiration, and we can be found on every device imaginable. If you want to be uplifted and inspired, you need the Word Network.
My 38 is offering a great special that cannot be refused. Are you looking for a great deal on TV advertising? Are you searching for an avenue to get your business name out to the public? With My 38, we are offering a great special with 100 commercial ads for a great price. This offer is for a 30-day ad placement. Please contact Devin C. for or more information at 248-357-4566 or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads. The all-new 910 Superstation is your number one source for urban talk radio. If you're looking for the best in radio programming, look no further. You can now listen in on a multitude of audio platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Listen Notes, and coming soon to Amazon Music, Goodpods, and Overcast. 910 AM Superstation, the largest, strongest, 50,000-watt urban radio station in town.
Did you know most vitamin supplements don't even come from food? Even the products with colorful fruits and vegetables adorning the labels are seldom derived from produce. Typically, supplements are synthetic, made in a laboratory. Modern science may synthetically imitate these chemicals, but your body isn't fooled. It knows the difference, and it craves quality materials to build, repair, and fight illness. You need to consume fruits and vegetables daily in a variety of colors, as well as whole grains and other fresh food. That's why I formulated Balance of Nature. I wanted to be able to give my patients a natural alternative to the cheap, unnatural chemistry by giving them real fruits and vegetables. In fact, the only ingredients inside of Balance of Nature are whole fruits and vegetables. Don't settle for imitation nutrition. Reach for the good stuff, the real stuff.
Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code RADIO5.
The 910 AM live stream can now be seen on Apple TV, Roku, Chromecast, YouTube Red, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, Amazon Kindle Fire, any Windows phone, or watch us live at 910amsuperstation.com.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. Let me tell y'all this. This is an AM radio station. Been in the AM radio station now for 7 years. Apparently, and we're going to go back to the other topic in a minute, but just got this message about a particular motor company that has decided that they're going to take the AM radios out of the car. And what do I think about it? I think that I'm not going to buy a car from that car company. That's simple. I want the ability to listen to whatever the heck I want to listen to. If you think it's not popular, that's on you. But AM radio is here to stay. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to Percy. Good morning, Percy. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
What's on your mind?
I'm not buying that they scared. I'm not buying that.
Oh, really? That's a lot deeper. And so
it ain't got nothing but them being scared. They racist, and they get in the police department so they can deliberately go out and shoot folks. Get out of here, man.
So let me ask this. Let's take it apart one at a time. The 84-year-old man who's probably been racist all his life, okay?
And that's it.
He's 84. He's white down south. He has been taught to go out and protest against black people being busted his neighborhood or buying a house in that neighborhood. He saw his parents. He grew up down south where there were, when he was young, signs that said color only and whites only, whether he went to go sit at a lunch counter or whether he went to go have a drinking fountain. That's who that man was raised around. That's the society he was raised in. His foundation was based on the fact that he was told white people are better than blacks. He's had to live for 80 plus years watching African Americans be allowed to vote, get jobs, get to go to college, and one of them even became president of the United States. This is the America that he's watched, and he's been fearful all of this time. And here he lives in a nice little shack down in Tennessee, minding his own business. But he got a gun ready to shoot the first person that winds up. Do you think that if somebody rang his doorbell and they was white and he was inside saying, I'm fearful, I'm 84 years old, do you think that he would have shot a little white teenager?
No.
Well, what about the other fool who managed to go out, left from in the confines of inside his house, walked out onto the porch because he saw a car out there He didn't know who those people were and decided, I'm just going to shoot them because, hey, they in my driveway. And he manages to kill a little bitty white girl and quickly winds up being charged with murder. You don't think that man, that his claim of scared, or is in his case something totally different, that he's just too ignorant to figure out that sometimes people use driveways to turn around?
You said the key word is too ignorant. He probably vote for Trump too. Anybody that see all this stuff this man doing and still want to vote for him, they mentally disturbed. Don't none of them deserve to have no guns.
Man, let me just tell you this. Now that you said that, I am going to, just the number of Trump 2024 signs that I see in my travels every day, whether I'm at the northern part of Macomb County, whether I'm driving through Genesee or up in Saginaw, the number of those, I'm telling you, seeing the sign now to me, it's a clear indicator this is not someplace I want to be when it gets to be dark outside. Because
and that's the sad part. And that's the sad part. Right? Wait a minute. White folks talking about they scared of us. Hell, they the ones doing all the stuff to us. And all they trying to do is to make us scared of them.
Oh yeah, Percy just tagged another thing that we have not yet talked about. Not only are they the ones doing all of the stuff, they want to suppress it when you find out that they're racist. The little 21-year-old kid who had all of the classified documents that he was sharing online, the one thing that not one real media, the major media outlet would cover, none of them covered over the weekend, is the fact that this kid is regularly been recorded making racist and anti-Semitic comments while he's online playing the video games. And none of the other, ABC, NBC, the Washington Post, the New York Times, none of them reported it. You know who reported it? The Guardian, the folks that are not in our country. They're telling everybody, listen, America's got a race problem and they're hiding it and they don't want to tell anybody about it.
Big time. And they sitting up here trying to scare us. And that's why they shooting us like that, man.
That's because they've been raised and it's been ingrained into their minds. Be scared of black people, be scared of black people, be scared of black people every single morning.
Their mind is, we're going to scare these black people, we're going to shoot them when they come around us. We're going to keep them away from us. That's all it is, man. That ain't got nothing to do with being scary. They racist, and they've been trained to scare us by shooting at us when we come around here. Now, please, it needs to be split. We're the ones that should,
You remember you on the radio, right? You know that folks can hear what you're about to say. Is that what's happening? Is you catching yourself and saying, I bet not say that out loud on the radio? There you go. Boy, I'm glad that your brain kicked in and you remember not to say that out loud on the radio. Okay.
They're the problem. They are the problem.
Let me take another caller, brother. I'll talk to you later.
The love in me for people kept me from saying that because I know.
Thank you. All right. Have a good morning. Let's go to Fernando. Good morning, Fernando.
Good morning, Gary. Thank you for taking my call. I wanted to speak to the first subject that you were talking about earlier on. And Anderson Cooper did a study on CNN not too long ago, and he wanted to find out how young people were inundated with fear of people of color. So he went to classrooms and he talked to kids 5 years old, and he pulled out a book of pictures, and he would ask white kids to pick out in the book who they think would hurt them or who they should be fearful of. And I think it was 9 out of 10 white kids at the age of 5 pointed to a black person or a person of color that they felt that would hurt them, that they felt would harm them, and that they were suspected of being a person of unscrupulous character. Then he asked black kids to pick out someone that they felt would hurt them. And 4 out of 10 black kids actually pointed to a picture of a black person. So here we have to understand, before the age of 7, a white person, for the most part, has been inundated to think in their psyche that a black person or a person of color will harm them. So in a real sense, when that police officer stops you and you're in a traffic for whatever reason, in his psyche, he already has a latent fear that you are a dangerous person, that he should keep his gun on you, and that you can harm him. So he's thinking out of his psyche, out of his subconscious mind. And this has been prevalent in the country. Not too long ago, Farmington Police Department had coverages of black people at the shooting range that the officers that
Well, Jess, you got to remember, Chief King says he teaches his officers to shoot at everybody. So it's not just black folks. He wants them to be able to shoot no matter what color the perpetrator is. He's apologized for that over and over again. It's simply that, and the members of the city council have said, "Oh, we didn't know y'all was over there training them that in the police station that we paid for. We didn't know that that's how you train them." Listen, there are plenty of other departments that do it. They just happen to have taken a picture of Farmington Hills. And for the record, Farmington and Farmington Hills are two totally different communities. Go ahead.
When you say different, we expound on that.
They are not the same. There's a different police chief. There's a different police department. They've each got their own separate government. Now, actually, in Farmington Hills is a heck of a lot larger than Farmington. And Farmington Hills has 85, at my last count, 85 different nationalities living within their city.
Okay. Well, here's my last comment. Far as the crime wave that's taking place in the city, once again, I'm going to pinpoint something that you said not too long ago. As long as you have poverty, as long as you don't have access to education, as long as people are living below standards in abject poverty, you're going to have that type of volatility in a society. And oftentimes when I've come through Detroit, I see white people doing most of the services. I see whites that are working over there on the Gordie Howe Bridge. I see white people working throughout the neighborhoods in a $100,000 truck, kicking it with each other and eating some McDonald's food. So in a real sense, until that changes and until people can live a certain standard, Kerry, I just believe that those violent tendencies will continue to take place throughout.
Well, let me say this. For years, for decades, it's been that way, that as long as you keep ignoring them and not investing any money in certain communities, that you're going to deal with the fact that those folks are going to wind up probably regretting it, and there's going to be crime. Here's the thing. What we've got right now is that members of those communities have said, you know what? It's not just enough for us to be violent and be criminals in our own community. We're taking our stuff down there, and we're going to wind up aggravating people in the other communities. That's what's going on in downtown. That's what's going on in Chicago and some of the other communities. They've said, we're not just keeping it in the neighborhood. We're bringing it to y'all. It's an intentional, deliberate plan to move it and say, you keep ignoring us, we're going to bring the trouble to you. You can't keep ignoring the trouble. At some point, we're going to have to start to invest money in those communities. You got to invest in education. You got to start hiring people from those communities if you want to wind up reducing the crime, or you just keep complaining about it. Thanks for calling this morning. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. It's the last break of the morning. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get all of these callers in when we get back. I don't know, but it's a very quick 3-minute break. We'll be right back.
Nine 10 a.m. Superstation has the greatest advertising deal ever with our Godfather package. 100 spots for $600, but they must air within 30-day policy, and we will even produce the spots free. That's right, free. Call Devin C. now at 248-357-4566. That's 248-357-4566. Or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
Do you
you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
WADL gets a facelift and is now My 38 Detroit. Along with a facelift comes new programming. On Mondays at 8 p.m., catch a 2-hour block of Law & Order SVU. Tuesdays, Chicago Fire. Wednesdays, Dateline. More Dateline and Chicago PD on Thursdays and on Fridays. You'll get more Chicago PD to start your weekend. We'll still have some of your favorite shows like Mom, Blackish, and Friends. Just adding more for you to enjoy on My 38.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I've had no energy for months and months and months. I had no energy, and I'm a very active person. And my husband was noticing that I was tired all the time, and I was slow at everything that I was doing. And I kept listening to the commercials, and you don't know if something's going to help you or not. But I decided this was something I was going to do. And lo and behold, in about 4 days after taking them, I was repotting plants. I was doing other things. My husband said to me, "You seem to have more energy." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." And I'm telling you, nothing has ever made such a difference. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code RADIO5.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. Let's go back to the calls. Let's talk to Leona. Good morning, Leona. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good. What's on your mind this morning?
I would like to ask a question. I kind of missed your introduction because I was listening to the Black News. Did you say the sign's going to be put up with a gun-free zone in certain areas? Why not all of the businesses downtown? And who is paying for these signs to be put up? Why not put the signs in the neighborhoods too?
You know what? I think that why not put the signs in the neighborhoods too would be a very good question for the members of the Detroit City Council. That if in fact the sign is going to work, maybe we should actually put the signs along Livernois. Maybe we should put the signs outside every bar and restaurant in town. Maybe we should put the signs on Mac. Maybe we should put the signs on Warren. Maybe we should put the signs on Outer Drive. That's an idea. Why wouldn't we actually just put the sign? Let me tell you, Miss Leona, that's the best idea that I've heard today. Not because putting the sign on Randolph downtown, putting the sign on Hart Plaza or on the riverfront, I'm not real sure how effective it'll be, but if they start to spread those signs, let's just say, why don't we put the signs every place you see a green light around town? Let's see if the signs actually have some sort of impact on reducing crime along 6 Mile and along 7 Mile. Let's see if we can put up gun-free zone signs out on the east side or, on the border with Hamtramck and Highland Park to let folks know, leave y'all guns in Hamtramck, Highland Park, leave your guns at 8 on the other side of 8 Mile. Don't bring your guns into the city of Detroit. Why not? That happens to be, I think that's a terrific idea. And see, if we hadn't gotten Ms. Leona on, we would not have had the opportunity to start to think about it. But I think that what I would like for y'all to do is to call City Councilwoman and all of the City Council members, not just one. Call every member of City Council and let them know we need gun-free zones all over the city of Detroit. We not just downtown, not just to protect the areas where you spent, billions of taxpayer dollars to wind up improving it for other people to move in. Why not put those gun-free zones in all of the neighborhoods where the rest of us live every day? That would be a terrific idea. Thank you, Ms. Leona. Y'all listen, call your city council member. I don't care what side of town you live on. Let's at least put together an action plan to say we want gun-free zone signs all over the city of Detroit, period. We want them out, especially outside the liquor stores. We if y'all have been anywhere near Teresa's, put them on each and every corner on both sides of the street. They need to have gun-free zones all over the city, so now we can at least start to say, this place, we're going to declare that it's safe and, it's family-friendly, or at least grown folks can go there without having to worry about being shot. Let's put it, you definitely already know that you're not supposed to be out doing clowning like that out on Belle Isle. Let's make sure that folks know that they can't go clowning in Rouge Park or the other places the same way. That's a good idea. Thank you, Ms. Leona, for getting up and calling in. In the last few minutes of the show, I want to try and take a call from somebody who doesn't really call that often. So let's see what's on his mind. Probably the fact that I've talked about the Republican Party this morning. Let's talk to Walter. Good morning, Walter. How are you?
Hey, man, that's right. I'm back. Hey, Kerry, you and me gonna team up. We're gonna start going after those Democrats like we used to when you and me used to team up against them on your show years ago. But anyway, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. But look, all this stuff that's going on right now with shootings and black on white, white on black, all of this. What else? The abortion issue and all that stuff, and climate change, and there's a big distraction from Joe Biden, that low-life third term of Obama in the White House, who's strategically destroying our country, fulfilling Obama's dream. Yes, that's right, I said it. And you know what?
I was really hoping that Walter was going to add something constructive to the show. I really was. I was praying for it. He let me down. Let's go to New Tim. Good morning, Tim. How are you?
Yes. Good morning. I'm enjoying the conversation as usual. But I got to go back to what Mary Waters suggested. Here we pay them all this money to come up with ideas that are going to help the city of Detroit. And for her to come up with an idea like that, I don't really think that she should get paid no type of money, because we already got the green light, and they already got signs up already saying no weapons here, no weapons there. And for her just to focus on the downtown Detroit area, now we see why that we can't get no help in the neighborhood, because she only care about what's going on downtown.
Well, now wait, see. That's why I'm saying I would rather we tell Barry Walter, you know what? We're not just going to try to protect downtown. Let's protect all of the other communities as well.
Like that. I mean, here, this idea ain't going to work, and we already know that. Here, they already got you can't carry a weapon by a school or by a church, and people are carrying weapons in the school and by the church. And they already got the green light thing. I mean, that idea she came up with, it had ass. She must have been sitting around drinking with Sam Little again, and then Sam gave her the idea. Hey, baby, come up with this idea, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be on the news, and they're gonna make you look like you trying to do something for the citizens of Detroit. If she's gonna come up with any idea, have her come up with an idea for these low-income houses, and have her come up with an idea for people to get jobs in the city of Detroit, who live in the city of Detroit. I mean, an idea like that, come on now, let's be real now.
that idea ain't gonna fly because it's gonna be.
I don't know if it's gonna fly. I believe that there's not a way to enforce it, but I again, let me say it as clear as possible because we're out of time, but I want to make sure that we close on it. I think that I want y'all to call not just Mary Waters, call every member of City Council and say, we don't just want the signs in those areas for the new Detroiters downtown. We want those signs all over town. Maybe it might work. I don't know if it saves one life, then it was worth printing up 25 signs or 50 signs and the city paying for them. Put the signs all over the doggone city and let's see what happens. Y'all, I'm out of time. The rest of y'all that I didn't get to, call me tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, this exact same time, 6 to 7 tomorrow morning, right here in front of the microphone, my own time slot. Not somebody else's later in the day, but my own time slot. I will be here, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of y'all then. Y'all get out, enjoy the weather today and tomorrow, because it's going to drop back down and get freezing cold again this weekend. So do what you can to enjoy it. Stay safe. I look forward to talking to y'all Thursday morning. Have a great day.